everybody. Welcome to an action-packed episode of Notes from Hollywood here on the PromoHomo.TV network. You know, this has been a frustrating time for all of us, but it's especially frustrating, I know, for young filmmakers who have been working hard. And one of the payoffs for these filmmakers is that they get to go to film festivals, their films reach audiences, and it's very powerful and beautiful to experience that sort of happening. Well, a year ago, I was at the Indie Shorts International Film Festival, which is part of Heartland Film in Indianapolis, Indiana. I was there in person. It was fantastic. And in this episode, I'm going to be featuring I'm going to actually think I might be bringing up my whole panel here if I do this, but we're going to try this. So you might be seeing my panel or most of them when I share this screen with you. You are seeing some of my guests on the left, which is fine. They're going to be joining us in bigger pictures in a moment. But in this episode, we're celebrating Pride with impactful stories of the LGBT community. Heartland Film's Indie Shorts Pride in July selections are among the 128 films available for worldwide streaming July 21st through the 26th, 2020, as previewed in this episode. So COVID-19 has hit the arts industry hard, but it's not stopping the third annual Indie Shorts International Film Festival presented by Heartland Film from showcasing 18 programs featuring 128 shorts in this Academy Award qualifying event. So if you're tuning in now, and I'm going to add one more guest there. So if you're tuning in now, the good news is the festival isn't happening yet, and all of these films are available virtually throughout the festival. Plus, for people who live in Indianapolis, there are some drive-in movies that you can go to and a lot of other exciting things. I'm thrilled. I'd go to the drive-in if I was in Indianapolis. So I'll be back with more after this. And as promised, I have a fantastic panel of guests with me right now. And I'm going to be able to perhaps add one more filmmaker to the mix. First of all, welcome all of you to the show.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I want to bring on first full screen Julia Ricci, who's the senior programmer with Heartland Film. Julia, what a task you have to schedule all these films and filmmakers. Describe the process that people are going through to show up in the festival.
Yeah, so we're primarily submissions based, and we accept all of our submissions through Film Freeway, and we get about close to 3,000 submissions this year and the last year. And we have a team of volunteers who are well versed in film. A lot of them are film students. We have people in the film industry, also trusted audience members, and we also have our team of interns that help us kind of sort through and watch. Every single submission gets watched, and they move up through a tiered process, and films are reviewed, and the ones that rise to the top make it to our top list, and then we divide them into themed programs.
One of which is Pride in July, and we're going to get to some of those filmmakers. Craig, I want to bring you full screen. We've been working together for decades since we were teenagers.
Now, careful, Nicholas. Let's don't give too much information.
I understand. Well, I did throw in the teenager part. So, Craig, tell me how Heartland Film and this year's indie shorts have adapted in the context of COVID-19.
Well, if I said it was easy, I would be lying. It's been the biggest challenge I've ever faced in my 30 plus years of working in the film festival business. When we first heard about it and saw how it was affecting submissions and event locations and theaters shutting down, productions shutting down, I honestly didn't know for sure what to do. I started talking to film festivals all over the world, and we were all in the same boat. But while I was checking on how we move forward and if we even could move forward, our film department was just, they hadn't stopped. So credit this year goes 100% to the staff of just not missing a beat and moving forward, of coming up with creative ideas with, Nicholas, any way you look at it, you're going to have the best seat at this film festival because it's going to be in the comfort of your own home. And then they put a little nice addition this year of the Tibbs Drive-In Theater that reflects back to some of my early days. So kudos to the staff for pulling off, I would say, almost the impossible this year.
Well, kudos to all of you. And for anyone at any time who's seeing this, go to heartlandfilm.org. Is there an Indie Shorts URL as well?
Yes. Go ahead, Julia.
Indieshorts.org.
So go to indieshorts.org and you can find all of the programming, one of which is, as I have mentioned, Pride in July. And if you go to this episode at PromoHomo.TV, you can find a link directly to the ticket opportunities for the Pride in July programming. I want to invite each of the filmmakers to join us full screen. In no particular order, except I know who I'm going to first because I know that he's the furthest away from us. Joining us from Rome right now is Luca Padrini. Luca, welcome to the show.
Thank you. That's a pleasure, and I'm honored to be here.
What time is it in Rome?
It's 8 o'clock something. It's 8:15, I guess, now.
In the evening or the morning?
Yeah, sure, PM. Yeah, dinner time.
And is it also Tuesday there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that helps us all. Frame of reference. So, tell me about tell me about the short film "When in Rome," which is the international title, and tell me what you'd like the viewers to know about this powerful film.
Actually, what should I say? It's like a little tale. It's very short. I mean, not very short, it's 10 minutes. And it's something that a son has to say to the father. So I don't want to reveal too much, of course.
No, don't. We don't want you to either.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to stop and just say, for all you filmmakers, especially of short films, I acknowledge that the beauty of a short film is it's short, so you can't really talk a lot about the film without giving away the story. So I don't want you to do that, but all of you had choices about what films you wanted to make. There's limited time, energy, and resources. You have to pick a passion project. In some cases, you're picking those projects in collaboration with teachers, mentors, colleagues. So you don't have to tell me about the films themselves. The synopses are available. You can tease us if you want, but speak to how you went about choosing the particular project.
Sure.
We'll continue with you, Luca.
Yeah, thank you. Choosing this project was something that I really needed because it was a little story, little comedy that in a way I felt years ago. So I was trying to realize in life something that I passed in my life in the past. So I put some ingredients and I shaked it and it came this short film. Actually, being in a short film and shooting a short film is very difficult because you don't have, a huge budget. So you have also choose ingredients in base of what you can do. You got the best actor you can get. And actually was something that I really need to tell. It was, I would say it's not, an LGBTQ film in a straight way, but it's something that he has want to say a message much more general, and I hope to be able to do it. And sorry for my English, of course.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love
Your English is great.
Yes, you're doing a
Okay,
fantastic job. Well, thank you so much, Luca.
Thank
let's
you.
go. Let's move on to Jessica. So, Jessica, it's wonderful to see you, and thank you for being here. Your film, The Paint Wizzard, is actually a documentary, and it's a fascinating one at that. So based upon sort of the caveat I gave to everyone in general, what would you like to say about the film and your process of choosing it to make to begin with?
Sure. So The Paint Wizzard is a short documentary about a transgendered house painter who lives in Austin, Texas. And she lives and works out of her bright yellow motorhome where she drives and parks in front of her clients' homes. And she paints houses, the front, the inside and the outside of houses. And she does it all by herself. She doesn't have any help. So often her jobs can take, up to 6 months to do. And she often becomes kind of part of the community of the neighborhood in which she is living. And so I made this film with my co-director, Jesse Oritz, and it was just a really interesting story. We happened upon Millie, that's her name, and thought she would make a great subject for a film, and it was a really fun process.
Well, the synopsis certainly got me, and I definitely am looking forward to seeing the film, which reminds me that anybody watching can buy tickets for any of the short programs by going to the website on your screen. Also, there's a direct link to the Pride in July programming lineup that is available with this episode at PromoHomo.TV. Jessica, is there anything that you would wanted to add?
No, I mean, that's pretty much the story. It was a film that came together really fast. Jesse, my co-director, and I had both recently moved to Austin from New York. We had known each other in New York. And so it was just a really fun project. So that helped us get to know the city and the community and the world of Texas, which we were not familiar with.
Now, I did ask Luca where he's from. He's in Rome right now. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm living in Austin, Texas, but I am currently in Colorado visiting my in-laws. We drove here about 2 days ago to get away from the heat and the virus and everything. And
there's a virus? What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's this thing happening. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I understand. Well, where in Colorado?
Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay. Well, enjoy the cooler weather.
Thank you.
I want to bring Brit onto the full screen. Brit, where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining from Brooklyn, New York, right in the middle of Bed-Stuy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, welcome. Now, I'm so glad you're here, but I didn't know in advance that you particularly would be here. So it's very exciting, but I haven't done the research about your film. So don't give it away, as I know you don't want to, but what would you like to say about the film and why you chose to make it?
Yeah, so the film is called Caro Comes Out. It's a documentary about a Cuban-American writer, also my really close friend, Caro. She had decided that she wanted to come out to all of her extended family members, which totaled up to about 36 people. And she wanted to do it in one weekend in Miami. So we documented that very fun journey. Yeah, that's the movie in a nutshell, really.
And were people wondering why she had a camera crew following her around?
The biggest question really was why are you filming this? What is going on? Which I think adds a lot to the humor of it, because we were both really interested in what coming out even meant in 2020 and what that process meant to people. So it was really fun just to dive right in and just do it over and over again.
Now, in a situation like that, do you have to get releases from people, and do you get them in advance? And if you haven't gotten them in advance, do people refuse to sign them? Did you have any release adventures with that process?
We were very, very lucky that her family was really, they didn't know what was going on, but they were like, we'll sign this, whatever, it's for you. So that in that way, I was really happy to have a personal relationship with Caro, and got to actually like spend some time with her family too. So they were okay with signing a few releases.
Okay, I love that. So, I want to, by show of hands, and I'm going to look to my right when I want to see which one of you raises your hand, because I had to put all of you over on the screen over here, but my camera's there. So, Craig and Julia, actually, let's go with Craig and then Julia. What do you think we need to add to this particular episode about this year's indie shorts that we haven't already mentioned? And I'll go with you first, Craig.
I think a lot of people that haven't been familiar with short films are realizing the creative art form. It's separate from features and full-length films. I cannot believe what a short filmmaker, no pun intended there, can do in the short time that they've got. And I think it's a talent that is beyond the feature people. So I know all of them are wanting to go on with feature films, I'm sure, but I recognize a talent that is just rare in today's film industry.
Well, one of the things I know, because we've worked together for a while, and I won't say how long again, is that you brought the notion of a short film festival to Heartland Film, if I'm correct. And initially, I think that I heard there was some reluctance and not really an understanding about why it would be a hit. And then, of course, Indie Shorts happened and people got it. Describe sort of the process of the people in Indianapolis discovering not only how powerful short film is, but how fabulously entertaining short film is.
Well, Nicholas, you can verify that Indianapolis and Heartland Film was no different in their slow reluctance to having a showcase of just short films as a film festival, because other cities that you and I have worked, when we introduced short films as a standalone event, no one liked it at first, but it's only because they didn't realize the power of short films and the interest. And the joke that we maintain for many, many years is, if you see a short film you don't like, sit tight. In 2 minutes, you'll have another film and you can see if you like that one. So it's the same everywhere. Indianapolis was not unique.
I saw some of the filmmakers nodding their heads with that. Julia, what do you think? What other information do you think is vital that we add to today's broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the aspect of that you can watch the festival between July 21st to 26th. You can watch, if you're that dedicated, you can watch every single film in the lineup over the 6 days. If you take it 3 programs a day for those 6 days, you'll be able to watch every single film, which is unheard of when you have a film festival in person where everything's scheduled and things might not play on certain days where you're available. But with this, you can watch all the films at any time during those 6 days and just enjoy that experience.
Now, logistically, I know when you go to indieshorts.org, you find the entire lineup. You can actually download an electronic version of the entire program as if it were a print version. But Julia, describe logistically how people find the films that they want to see and get the tickets for the programs they want to see once they go to indieshorts.org.
Yeah, so there are a couple different ways you can navigate the website. There's one view where there's the film. There's a page where it's just a list of all the films, and you can go by film. And then once you select a film, it will, and you click and you go to that page, and there's all the info about the film, synopsis, credits, content advisories, things like that, language, all that. And then if you wanted to click to buy a ticket, it will take you to that film's program, which will have all 6 to 8-ish films that will play within that program. And then you can also view on the virtual festival page, you can also view the films by their curated program, whether that's Pride in July, Heartland Horror, Comedy, Return to Nature. All 18 programs are organized that way. So if you wanted to view them by whatever theme you're interested in, you can do it that way as well. There's a bunch of different ways you can play around with it. So it should be fun for our viewers to try to decide what to watch.
Well, thank you for that detailed information, and I know that our filmmakers will appreciate the opportunity to let their friends and fans know how to see the films. So for the filmmakers, and I'm going to do the show of hands and call on all of you if you want to respond, have any of you had the opportunity to be in an actual theater for your film with an audience? Have any of you had that opportunity?
For this film?
Recently?
For this film.
No.
No one has. Well, I understand that. Okay.
For me, this is my first short film, so it's.
Oh, that deserves full screen. That deserves full screen.
Yeah,
so this is
yeah.
Have you made feature films, or this is your first film ever?
Not really. It's my first because I work as assistant director, in the business, film business, also with American movies and company. But that's my start, let's say, to be director, which I think will be my future. After 20 years, be an assistant director.
I'm totally rooting for you. All right, so because you are not, I'm going to go to each filmmaker to respond to this question. And I want you to know that I still don't want you to give away the plot. So you're going to answer this question in a way that doesn't give away the plot. And after each of the filmmakers goes through this exercise, which I think you'll enjoy, I'll return to Craig and Julia for some closing remarks. So to each of the filmmakers, and I'm just going to go to Brit first. Brit, if you were in a screening with an audience, what is the question you would most want to pop up during the Q&A, and what is the answer to that question?
The question I would hope to be asked after seeing Caro Comes Out is, would you do it again? Would you come out to more people? Would you want to tell more people? Which I would hope to have, if I were in an audience, would hope to have my co-director Caro, who's also the subject, there. I think it's a really interesting question after you go through a really long journey to ask, like, would you do it again? Like, would you rather have the learning or, go through this experience again? So I would hope to get that question.
All right. Well, what's the answer?
I would say no, but I don't know what she would say.
Okay. Let's go to Jessica. Jessica, what question would you hope would come up in your Q&A, and what is the answer?
Yeah. So our film originally was supposed to premiere at South by Southwest, but unfortunately this pesky pandemic has ruined a lot of our screening opportunities. And the one thing that we were very disappointed by was the fact that Millie did not get that screening experience and that red carpet experience. And we were really excited for her to be able to see herself on the screen and also to have her story be validated by an audience, because Millie is a really complicated person, and I think that she needs the encouragement and that she would need to have from seeing her film as an audience. And so the question I would love someone to ask is just ask questions about Millie and what her life is like and how she's, handling everything in her life and her transition and all the changes that she's had. And hopefully those would be positive answers based on, seeing the love that an audience would have for her and the film.
Well, one of the things I love about being at short film festivals is it is really a love fest. There's just so much passion and camaraderie. Is camaraderie a sexist word?
No.
Well, if it is, let me know. But I try to be aware of these things. So let me come to Luca. What sort of question would you hope to get in a Q&A, and what is the answer? And you've had time to think about this, so...
Yeah, sure. I mean, considering a foreign audience, I would say it's, is that the situation now in Italy, to say something, and the answer would be maybe yes. Of course, it's difficult to encrypt for you without seeing the short film, I guess.
Well, I don't want you to give it away, but I want everyone on watching to go watch the films. Craig, can you tell that I'm promoting ticket sales?
You are, but I have to tell to each one of these filmmakers who said this was the first time people be seeing their short film, it doesn't hurt to go out with a indie short film festival, and you'll have, I can't even speculate at this point how many people will be watching their films, because the other day our box office told us that we had surpassed, if we had been in a theater, we would have had to close that down, and it was already way in the hundreds of people that were buying tickets. So to all you filmmakers that are on with you today, Nicholas, they're going to be seen by a lot of people, and their talents are going to be worldwide. We've been selling tickets worldwide.
Well, that is the upside of the time that we're in, and I have people in this live broadcast originating from a bedroom in Palm Springs to a worldwide audience. So technology is rocking. By the way, I would not be the promo homo if I didn't say I'm also an actor for all you filmmakers. And you can find my acting reel at PromoHomo.TV in the About section. Yes, and you have built-in promotion for your film if you cast me in it. Julia, let me come to you. Is there anything else that you think is important to wrap up with?
Yeah, I also wanted to let everybody know that all 18 programs will have a live stream Q&A with the filmmakers from the program. So if you want to hear more from these filmmakers today and then the others in the program, the Pride in July Q&A will be July 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be a live stream. But if you can't make any of the live streams for the Q&As, they will be available on demand throughout the festival. And the Q&As are free as well. So yeah, you can go to indieshorts.org, and there's a list of all the Q&As. But yeah, every program is going to have a Q&A to still replicate the festival experience that you get in a theater, but do it from the comfort of your home.
So the programs are available on demand virtually throughout the program date. The Q&As are live and they don't require a ticket, and anybody can go to the Q&As even if they haven't seen the film program. Is that correct?
That is correct. You would still have to, for any ticket buyer, you would have to set up a free account on the ticketing website, and you can also pre-register for the Q&A, so you can receive a notification to remind you when the Q&A is going to start. But yeah, they can all access it through the website.
I love that. So all of you, I did provide you with a red carpet today. You are very deserving of it. By show of hands, does anyone have a burning desire to add anything else to the show?
No, other than a big thank you to the filmmakers for allowing us to have the privilege of showing your film. We really appreciate it, and you'll even though it's online, it's going to be a great experience. You won't be disappointed.
Wish to be there next year.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm honored. I am honored. I'm not just saying this. My personal mission statement is to honor and express my creativity in a way that makes a difference. I think film is a very powerful way of making a difference. Some filmmakers pursue, most filmmakers I've asked this question. I asked them the question, do you consider yourself an artist or an activist when you make a film? Now, some people are making very politically or socially conscious raising films, but I've been surprised that even in those situations, people consider themselves artists first. I haven't had a lot of people, when I ask that question, who would put their activist hat above their artist hat. But for whatever reason you are expressing, I appreciate what you're doing and all the time, energy, and investment and heart it takes to do it. So I'm going to put the ticket information back up on the screen again. And I just want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And when I have all of these people on the screen, if I put you on my smaller computer in front of me, I wouldn't be able to make you full screen because I couldn't find your picture on the screen. So there's technical reasons why I'm looking over there. But I want to thank you all for being on the show today. And please, I invite you to reach out to me to promote your next projects as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Okay, I'll see you all again, and congratulations. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.